Underwriting deals is such a major pain point for people. Most don't want to do it, and the people that are good at it are few and far between. That is why after 6 years of being in the industry and buying over 1,200 apartments, using my best-selling multifamily deal analyzer, I created Real Estate Lab, a full suite acquisition software for multifamily investors. We have built a product that helps investors automate their acquisitions and close more deals, all in a cloud-based platform. You can go to realestatelab.com and sign up today using the promo code TAG2 for 10% off your first 12 months. This is David Tupin. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to The Apartment Gurus, where twice a week, host Tate Siemer brings you deep dive interviews with the wisest gurus in the apartment investing industry. These experts are sure to create game-changing value and inspiration designed to catapult your business to the next level. Be sure to reach out to Tate at www.investwithgreenlight.com for access to his investor portal and Calendly link. And now, here is Tate Siemer and the Apartment Gurus.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Apartment Gurus podcast. And super excited today to have Matt Teifke on the show, a veritable guru in the commercial real estate space. He's the founder of Teifke Real Estate, TRE for short. He's also the founder of Longhorn Construction and Development and TRE Property Solutions and TRE Home Property Management. And as the principal broker, he employs over 150 agents and staff. He also holds a master's in real estate valuation analysis and investment from Texas A&M. Matt has a partner named Alex Kaufman, and together they seek to create the most entrepreneurial real estate brokerage in the universe, where there are no limits what agents can do. And they prove a solution for those who want to make massive changes. And this is like opportunity knocks with Matt. He's out to produce opportunity for agents and investors and real estate professionals. Current locations where he owns is in Texas, including the Austin MSA, Houston, Dallas, and Corpus Christi. I can talk. And he earned his real estate license 13 years ago. He was 18, which makes him the ripe old age of 31 right now. I've got too many years on you, 18 years on you right now. And he's as passionate about the real estate industry as he's ever been. He grew up in Round Rock, Texas, but I happen to know that he was born in my home state, Cleveland, Ohio, and grew up there. I guess you grew up in Texas, but you were born in Cleveland?
Yeah, born in Cleveland, moved to Austin when I was 3 years old.
Wow. Okay. So you've seen some changes there. Wow. And he and his wife, Lexi, currently have 2 baby boys. So, Matt, super excited to have you on the show and look forward to doing a little jam session here with you.
Let's get it, man. I'm excited. I appreciate the intro. One quick thing. I wasn't the founder of Longhorn, but I'm a partner there.
Okay.
And you said opportunity knocks, and we're big on saying, hey, TRE is Opportunity City.
Love
and
it.
We really try to live by that. So I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you, and let's get after it.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So so you are both a broker and an investor. Tell us a little bit about your path to getting to where you are, and a little bit about what you're doing these days.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you for the question. 13 years in, and always had the entrepreneurial spirit in me, and it was held back in a lot of ways. My mom was buying rental properties as I was growing up, got me fascinated by what was possible with real estate. And through the years of working at brokerages, commercial brokerages, got my appraiser license, got a master's in real estate, I kept running my head into the wall of, I want to do what those guys are doing also. They're wholesaling over there. Why can't we do that? No, Matt, we don't wholesale. We do retail tenant rep. I want to flip a property. No, you can't do that. Go make commissions. So long journey of trying to be entrepreneurial, not finding a place that really fostered that, and coming up with the vision here at TRE that people work with us, not for us. You come here and you have a no fear attitude. We believe that there's opportunities for everybody. And then core focus for us as a business is to make money in and on real estate. So in on commissions, on ownership side, look at having a license as a tool, but be a real estate professional, right? Don't be the person that goes in there and tries to jam a listing presentation down someone's throat in 30 minutes and try to get them to sell the most important asset they have. We go in and we present options, and we are entrepreneurial, and we create solutions that maybe people have never thought about. So we go in and on a fact-finding mission to present ideas. Maybe we buy it. Maybe we partner. Maybe we manage it. Maybe we bring a buyer. And long story short, we've created a brokerage. We've got about 165 real estate agents. Come here, build your own brand, build your own team. You have a built-in partner with us, and we're all in, man. We really are trying to do things very different, very unique. And it's created a really special energy and culture of people looking at us as a built-in partner. Like, we're in it with you. And we buy properties with our agents. They'll bring us deals and we'll partner with them. So genuinely try to live by, this is the entrepreneurial brokerage. And we love it. We own mobile home parks. We own assisted living. We own small apartments, houses, Airbnb. Everything's possible. And we are all in on that. And it's really fun. I mean, making money is awesome, but growing with people and doing something unique and different is really the fun part about all of it.
I love that. And I love that there's more of a mission and a meaning for you than just the money, right? Like the income.
Let me tell you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Because to touch on that point, I have this vision for this, right? And I took it to every brokerage that is out there, EXP, KW, Compass. And I said, let's do this together, right? We could team up with somebody and do this in 3 years instead of 20 and have a lot more firepower. What's been interesting is the largest brokerage in the world, KW, recently came out, and now they're claiming to be the entrepreneurial brokerage. Literally, I met with Gary multiple times, and I believe that he stole my idea. And it is what it is, right? The thing that I've always been so proud of is, I don't own the word entrepreneur. And I've always said that anybody, what's so cool about this is there's no IP, there's no secret. Like, it is what it is, and anybody could do it, but we live by it. We literally, we give our agents financial statement, go make offers on my behalf. At brokerages like KW, you can't wholesale. You can't manage properties. They don't buy with you. So you can't just come out and say the word that this is where entrepreneurs thrive. This TRE is what we believe is the genuine approach of where the real entrepreneur, the home of the real entrepreneur is. We've got a long way to go, but we're very driven. There's no secrets. We just care. And I believe there's a big niche of people that want this. And there's a freedom, right? Like, you could have your license here and own a candle business. And a lot of people feel trapped of like, they don't feel like they can talk about it. It's like, you own a candle business? Awesome. Like, let me help you. We care. And I say all that because there is a vision and a mission. And talk to EXP. Hey, Matt, you could be making $300,000 a month. I don't care. I really don't. Like, the money, it's important, but we're like solely focused on creating something new and different. And it feels very special. And so there's a passion, there's a drive, there's a commitment, and it is a 100% driven by an actual vision and a mission, and not by making quick money. We make money with our agents. You come here and you got a 15K cap, right? Like, the most you could pay the brokerage is 15,000. That doesn't make me rich. Right. But if I can buy properties with you and you love it, then we could do something pretty cool.
Makes me want to move to Cleveland, Matt. Like, just dig in with you and go to town. It sounds awesome.
It's fun, man. So we're in Austin, but we want to open up all over the world. And the way we want to do that is to find partners.
Sorry, I keep going to Cleveland. Austin, my apologies. So
no. Hey, we need a partner in Cleveland. I know you didn't mean that, but like, we genuinely want to grow with people. So we don't want to go plant our flag in Cleveland or California and say, let's go hire. We want to find the right person to lead what we're all about, and we support them wholeheartedly. We study businesses, right? Like, just a quick, going off a little tangent, but McDonald's back in the day, they weren't the first operator. They didn't have this idea that no one else had. But what they did was they aligned with their operators, where you would buy the franchise rights from me for $850, and then I would get 2% of your sales, right? So I was driven to make you successful. At the same time, Wendy's would sell the franchise rights to you for $50K, and they'd make the money that McDonald's would make for the next 5 years. But McDonald's did something special, and they poured into the right people. You don't see it, but they are very entrepreneurial, and they try things out and they clean up after themselves quickly. So in a sense, we're taking that model. We're taking the Trammell Crow model of partnering with people and growing together. And we need people all over the world to come and see this vision, team up with us, and let's go get after it.
Yeah. And, like listeners, we've talked a lot on the show about how to crack the code and get into the multifamily space specifically. And we've talked about how being playing some sort of role in the business, whether that's as an agent, as a broker, as a property manager, or working for some of these type folks, is a wonderful, wonderful way of learning the business, hopefully getting paid to learn the business. And look, as an agent, whether you're a residential agent or a commercial agent, you are in a very unique competitive advantage situation where you have this insight into the, you have your finger on the pulse of the market. And that gives you a competitive advantage as an investor when you're out trying to get deals and trying to get deals done. And this is a really wonderful path that can be taken. And there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, as far as, and Matt, just so you know, like most of the listeners here are either folks that are looking to do their first deal, get into multifamily, or in a lot of cases, they've done a deal or two or three and they're looking to level up. And so, we talk a lot about really ways to get involved. I remember I was actually a KW agent, confession time. And I was back in 06, 08 type time frame. And, KW is a great company as far as education and preparing you well to succeed as an agent. And I remember one of the agents there was teaching a class on how to be your own best client. In other words, how to be the principal in a deal rather than just the agent in a deal. Mm-hmm, and that was really like, kind of a revelation to me as a way of tackling the investment space, because I wanted to be an investor. But I kind of followed the formula here and became an agent and started doing properties that way. You mentioned all the different asset classes, or that you own and invest in, assisted living, self-storage, mobile home parks, and small apartments. You mentioned, is there any sort of pattern with your 165 agents or so that you have, as far as, are they mostly residential, or how do most of them go about their day-to-day?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So there's probably mostly residential, but no limits, right? Like at TRE, that you have the potential to do any of these deals. I was at a commercial brokerage for 4 years. Mm-hmm. If you have a client, I'll team up with you. I don't take 50-50. It's 90-10, 15K cap, same structure. But it's beautiful. It's the core focus of in and on. And so back to what you said, the more you're in the game, the more you see. And all you're doing is you're on a fact-finding mission to find out what's important to people. And then how do you provide value over a long period of time with relentless follow-up? So you can do anything here. Like you can get people to join our brokerage and get paid for recruiting. You could get those same people to bring you deals and partner with them. You could manage, you could raise capital for our fund that we have. You could represent our fund. You could partner with us on deals. So it really, the pattern is go out there and have a lot of conversations and build relationships, and then provide solutions or ideas which might be appealing to people. And that's just not something that's super normal for the consumer, to have an agent come into your house and say, hey, I know you want to sell, but why do you want to sell? Oh, you want $50K for your kid's college, but you don't really want to leave? Oh, you got $100K in equity? I'll buy half of it. What do you think about keeping it? They're like, whoa, So it's just literally, let me find out what's important and let me provide solutions and be a real estate professional and think super long term, and know that nobody, or very rarely are you going to like just close a deal day one. You're going to close it year 2, year 5, year 10. And that's the hardest part, is it takes such a long time to see the results. But when you do, it's just a snowball effect. Every year I've been in the business, every aspect of it has been better. I've gotten better loans. I've had more relationships. I've had more investors. I bought more deals, everything. And I think that's the hardest part, is getting people across that ledge to treat money as a tool and not something that they just have to hang on to, and to get it out there and to go build and to lead with value and to be relentless. Everything I've ever done has come from my follow-up. So the pattern is that add value, be real about what you're doing, stay in touch, and have a serious passion of genuinely wanting to help people, and not being like, how am I going to make money? This is my deal. I'm not going to send you this deal until you sign this referral agreement. Like, that's not how we are. And it becomes really special in this business. As you probably know, there's not a lot of loyalty, and you're not required to be loyal to us, but we're trying to build some loyalty, leading with ourselves being loyal. Of, hey, don't go jump to the next brokerage because you think they have better splits. Like, we care, and anything we can implement, we're there. You need me to come to a listing appointment? I'm in. Meet a buyer? I'm in. I'm not a producing broker that competes with the agents. So the people that plug in and really want to help, they just come here and they thrive, just like anybody would in real estate.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talk a lot about this being very much a value add economy and in this space. And what I think is kind of special about the multifamily space in particular is there really seems to be an abundance mentality there, in terms of people not hoarding, right? Like people that come on this podcast, I've done 130, 140 episodes now, and people that come on this podcast legit want to help. Like, it's amazing to me, like guest after guest are people like you, Matt, that are doing things for the right reasons, have their hearts in the right place, and are clear about that. Like they understand themselves. They know who they are. They know what they have to offer. And, you mentioned leading with value. Like, if you're going to a meetup group or a conference or anywhere that you're going to be rubbing elbows with high octane, high performance type people, if you are coming into that space with, how can I help? How can I contribute? Who do I know that could make this person's career and business thrive even more? That's going to go a long way. And it's kind of rare, even though people talk about it a lot. It's kind of rare to meet somebody that legit from the heart, like selflessly wants to help you in any way they can. And it's refreshing to be around. And it's like you said, you're talking about these long game relationships and how things don't necessarily happen on day 1 or day 360 or whatever day that you're on. This is, especially in the commercial space, I think it's very relational and not at all transactional, in terms of being able to get big deals and being able to get big deals done. Would you agree with that, Matt?
Yeah, I think that's a huge component of how I approach things because I was at a commercial brokerage for 4 years. Very few residential agents approach it that way.
Yeah.
And so I've tried hard to bring that to what we're doing. And when you talk to the right people, it's like, okay, we're going to get a deal done. It's just a matter of time, right? You get on the phone with someone and commercial, they're trying to get a deal done.
Yeah.
In residential, it's like they're not picking up their phone or they're not calling you back or they're in a bad mood. I mean, it's literally like 80% of the time I've done this, right?
Right.
They're like, just send me your offer. Commercial's like, hey man, it's got to be this price. Like this is the number. You could just work a deal.
Right.
And so I've tried to bring all those things from every aspect that I've seen to put it here at TRE. But I agree 100%. And to know that none of it happens right away. It's all, do you still talk to this person in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? And it just becomes fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And you use the phrase relentless follow-up. I love that. That's my friend Sterling White calls it world-class follow-up. Can you speak a little bit to how you go about that? Do you have like CRM systems and processes, calendars? How do you systematically stay in touch with people? Because I'm sure you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in your sphere. How do you go about maintaining those and nurturing those relationships?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see, and by no means does this make me better or anything than anybody, right? But I always talk about storing phone numbers of people that call, and I want to find them. I've never found anybody that has anywhere close to what I have, and I don't have like a world-class number, but like I've got 7,600 and something contacts in my phone book.
Wow.
And everyone I talk to has got 300, 1,200. It's funny, the one that has the closest is my mom, and that's where I get a lot of who I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge systems guy. I do have a lot of good partners that have helped with that. I have a full-time assistant. I do have a CRM, but I just actually care. So I single-handedly go through my phone book and I check in on people. And you over time, you just try to find out who's serious about what they're doing and not just talking, and let me just stay in touch. And so I'm sure that I miss things, but there's an actual personal touch that means something. And it relentless is the best word because it does annoy people. Like, I'm like, hey, what's going on? How are you? Just checking in. And they're like, unsubscribe. I'm like, this is actually me texting you. Like, there is no unsubscribe. I'm actually thinking about you right now.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Yeah. I've never met anybody who approaches it that way. I've never met anyone who like goes through their whole phone book and just, maybe it's not the smartest, but I also think that it means something. So the relentless is the best word I can think of because I'll send somebody literally, 100 messages before they respond. And then they're like, okay, I'll have coffee with you. And it's not, I know if I'm annoying somebody, right? Like I'll do that if they like say something here and there. Eventually I might give up on it, but I believe in what I'm trying to do. And I believe that I can add value, and I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody other than say what's possible. And so I'm just driven to get the message out there, and relentless is the best word I can think of.
Well, it seems pretty evident that you're very aligned with what you are doing in the world, and you believe in it with all your heart. And when you believe with all your heart that you've got value to offer somebody, and you've got ways of contributing that somebody may not even know about. It makes it so much easier to stay in that relentless mode of follow up. So do you like block time, or how do you, 7,600 email or, emails / phone numbers, that's a lot to keep up on. How do you go about doing that? Do you just kind of send texts and stuff when you can, or how's that work?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I'm back to not being a major systems guy. Anytime one of our agents closes a deal, I reach out. Anytime a new agent joins, I reach out. And then just maybe once a week, I just start going through it and I'll just scroll and be like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. And I just genuinely check in. I'm not doing it all the time, full time. It's one thing that I do. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to learn what is it that people are scared of, that they want to buy real estate that they don't. How do you get business? How do you build relationships? And so I'm taking all these case studies in a sense, and then I'm trying to implement it to teach the team. So that is like just something that I've tested out that I know works. So it's like, I say this and I believe it. Like, it's not that I could make unlimited money, but I could just make a ton of money all day, every day, if that's what I wanted to do, because I understand how to do it. But I'm not focused on that. I'm trying to build and teach others and not lock myself in a room. And when I say make money, it's like I could just be cold calling and making offers and looking at land, and I would figure out, can I broker it? Can I wholesale it? Could I raise capital? Like, I could do all of it. But I'd rather go teach 10,000 people, hey, come here. You can change your life. If you stick to some core values and you really stick to being consistent and you really want it bad enough, you can do it. And it's a life-changing thing for people. And so I've just gone through and figured out, hey, how do you make low offers and make money? How do you follow up with people and make money? How do you meet with people that are in high school and make money 10 years later? Like, I've done a lot of that. And so I just want to get that out, that like, I could show someone like, do this for an hour, do this for an hour, do this for an hour, but I don't want to put you on this path that I have. Come here and make your own path and get more out of real estate for you. We have a lady that's a full-time librarian, and she just loves to do leases. Awesome. Like, great, Janice. Like, if that's what you want and you're happy, I'm super pumped about that. And then if you just want to come here and flip properties and never make a commission, awesome as well. There's a freedom that I never had, and I don't really believe exists at other brokerages, because they all want to make money off of you, or they want to put you down this path, and we don't. So I'm literally just so driven to get the message out of like, this is possible, and real estate is a part of everybody's life, whether you like it or not. And so you probably should learn a little bit about it, because you're either paying your own mortgage or you're paying somebody else's.
That's right.
And just love it. And what you said is true wisdom. Like, I am just really, I do feel aligned. I do feel like I have a value to add. It gets in a sense, there's all these case studies that it gets proven to me every day. I just left a meeting where she's like, I never would have felt comfortable talking about this to my last brokerage. I didn't even know this was possible. Wow. And so like that motivates me so much. That is like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And I get it all the time, like weekly, like, dude, what you're doing matters. Like, keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I can't help but think there's a generational aspect to this conversation too, in that you're just up for and very enthusiastic about finding new ways and developing a new sense of culture and a new sense of opportunity city, baby. I love it.
Come on, baby.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, and I love how empowering you are. I mean, like I said, it's, the smile on your face, the conviction in your face, you can tell that it's authentic, like passion for what you do. And that is so appealing to be around. And I can see why you've been so successful with the number of agents that you have and the kind of, kind of feedback that you get from them, like you just got from that woman who shared that with you. I would imagine that's got to be really thrilling to be a part of, in addition to just being very successful, which is always fun.
It's a blessing, man. And I just constantly think of things of like, back to what you said, looking for opportunities of like every brokerage that I've ever been at, there was always a room. It was like the closed door room where, I remember like, place I was at, the 4 or 5, main brokers, they went in there and they were talking about deals, right? And they're making the real money in there.
Right.
And I'm like, here at TRE, the only time the doors close is if it's loud, but everybody's welcome. You could be part of any conversation. If you want to follow me around, come do it. You want to go I give people my phone that are new, and I type in the word investor and there's like, 1,000 contacts. I'm like, here, go take this, write down these 15 numbers or as many as you want, go call them and build a relationship, ask what they're doing and add value and stay in touch.
Wow.
And so it's literally just what I would have wanted. And, we have to lead the ship, but it becomes what everybody else is wanting too. Like we are fostering, hey, come here. And I would actually prefer that you build your own brand. I really would. Like, I want you to have this as well. And you can, and we can together. Like, I'm not, don't get it twisted. Like, I can't just go retire and live on a beach, but I really don't want to. I would like to go have vacations and travel, but I'm so driven on what we're trying to do. And now that other people are coming forward and trying to steal it, it's happened a couple of days ago. It literally, like, I basically worked as hard as I could, but it created a new mentality. And it did it for everybody at our company. And our agents the agents on the team included. And so it's going to be, one thing I say is, like, whether we accomplish this or not, the one thing that I can be damn sure will be true is that I will have tried everything I possibly could to make that happen.
Well, it sounds like you're well on your way, and it's inspiring. Like, I'm inspired. Like, I'm pretty lit up right now by just the joy that I can see on your face through talking about this and being able to empower and inspire and enable people to go out and live their best life. Like, that's seems really clear. That's what it's all about for you. So that's awesome, man. Congrats.
Thanks, man. I appreciate your feedback. And it just, whether this is real estate or anything in life, like, I would just encourage people to just approach things this way of, like, I'm not trying to get to a finish line. I feel very blessed. I feel blessed to be sitting here talking to you. Like, it's enjoying this journey and just knowing that there's something that you believe in and that's meaningful to you. I'm not rushing, and I've learned a lot of lessons. Like, it's, I've always been driven and passionate, but I've never been so clear as I am right now. And it's always been evolving to that point. But I can go, hang out in the living room, and, like, we're not as driven and as ambitious as I am. I'm not feeling that I have to go make more money. Like, I'm like, I'm right here. And we're doing this together. And I love sitting down with you and talking and seeing people go from being scared to, having as much business as they want, and me learning from them as well. Like, I'm leading in a sense, but I'm also being led by them, and we're all growing together in all kinds of different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Super exciting. Well, let me switch gears for a sec. Obviously I'm a operator and an owner of larger scale apartment communities. And the broker relations game is such a central part of what I do and what my company does. And I'm just wondering, from your perspective, I'm sure you've dealt with hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of clients and sellers and buyers, especially in the commercial space. From what you've seen, what makes somebody super appealing for you to want to work with as a broker? Like, as an operator, as an investor, what qualities does a elite type level investor look like to you?
I feel like, and maybe if I don't answer this, maybe ask it in a different way if you don't mind. But, like, I just feel like we just try to give everybody a chance. One of our core values is there's opportunities for everybody. And I used to say everybody's welcome, which is true. But there's an opportunity here. So, I mean, we'll meet with anybody. Like, we do a lot on social media. This lady came in from California, and I don't really say no. I'm sitting down meeting her, and I'm like, I don't really know what we're talking about, but, like, this is cool. Like, what's happening? So she ends up, wanting to buy all these properties. So then I pair her up with one of our agents that's brand new. And I said, hey, he's brand new, but he's a hustler. He's committed, and I'm going to be here to support him as well. So it's just over time, the right people, they'll stick around, and I'll talk to her again, or that agent again, hopefully. And then after you've seen someone 3, 4, 5, 10 times over 3, 4 years, then you go even harder with them, right? Then they get more leads. Then they get more of my deals. Then I become more committed. But there's an opportunity to start. And then it's just like, are you serious or not? Like, are you going to do what it's like a pet peeve, like, hey, I'm going to connect you with this guy. And then it never happens. That means something to me. That means you don't really care. I never do that. Yeah. It's like, I'm saying this and I mean it. And so I'll work with everybody. I mean, kids in high school, people that have no money. Like I'm the worst at being a landlord because I want to, it's like, oh, you have an eviction. Like, that's all right. I'll work with you, man. And it's like, I get burnt. Right. But there's an opportunity for everybody. Nobody, regardless of money or anything, is above anybody else. And so everybody can come in. We'll add as much value as we can, regardless. Everybody can have my phone book. It's full trust. Get taken advantage of, like that story I told you earlier, sometimes. Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Super exciting. So let me just get back to that question, because you did answer it in a way, but what you said was like you don't really discriminate, is kind of what I heard as far as people that you work with client wise, but there's got to be your favorite clients. Like, yeah.
Well, I guess the tricky thing is I don't have like my clients in the sense are the agents, right? So like I'm solely focused on building them. Yeah. If I was going to represent somebody, and my advice to our agents would be, hey, do you like them? I don't want you to feel like you have to be somebody you're not, because it's going to be a horrible transaction, right? Yeah. And are they serious about what they're saying? Like, do you feel like you can trust them? Are they ready to go? Do you want to ride around in the car with them? Could they be a client for life? Don't just do it to make money. If you think about it as like, oh, I'm going to go make this 30K, like you're missing the picture. You could, if you treat a client right, if they're leasing a house, they might talk about you for 30 years and get you millions of dollars in commissions. Yeah. But I just try to engage, because the different approach here is like, if I go meet with you as a seller, I'm going to present every option I could think of. If you want to engage with me to represent you, then I'm now on your side. But if you hate realtors and you have a bad taste, that's fine too. Maybe I have a buyer. Maybe I buy it. Maybe I wholesale it. So it's being very entrepreneurial with every conversation. And back to what you said, just constantly looking for the opportunity for both people to win. And, we had a conversation with the guy we were negotiating with, and he's like, my theory is both people should walk away feeling a little butthurt. And I'm like, I've never heard that theory like that. Hell no, man. And so it's just, what's the win-win, regardless of if you're a client or not? Maybe the win is to refer you to somebody else. But, ask it again, but it's just genuinely like, how do we progress to do something together again? And whether that be me representing you or not, it's irrelevant to me, but it's like, I'm going to be here. Are you going to be here? Okay, let's keep doing more together.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how, simply put, I often refer to the single family space as transactional, because a lot of times you're just dealing with one person one time and one transaction. And I refer to the commercial space as more relational, because you're doing multiple deals with the same broker or the same property manager, the same investors, same equity sources. And I really like how you've kind of bridged that gap and are looking at this from the long game of like, I want to be this person's advocate and I want to be in this person's corner and be doing everything I can for them 20 years from now. Not to mention 2 years from now or 2 months from now. Like, yeah, that's refreshing. That's really cool.
That's the thing that I try to tell people is like, it's all the long game. Like you can't be about the next deal. Yeah. Like if you just always on to the next deal, it's just exhausting and you're always going to be working a job. But if you're building, and you don't have to necessarily build a brokerage, but build a reputation, build a relationship, like that's where you get way more value and it's a lot more fun. And I just sit there and imagine like what if we could all just approach this that way? And why does commercial have to be so different than residential? And there's a lot of, I try to see a lot of this stuff, and I believe there's a lot of hypocrisy both ways, right? Like I've been in it, and commercial brokers are like, oh, these residential agents are calling, trying to get my listing, or, trying to represent a buyer. They don't know what they're doing. And at the same time, I've seen commercial brokers go list their own house and come to me and ask me how to do it. Right. And it's like, this is all real estate. It's in Texas, it's one license to apply to get it, not two different licenses. Right. And so like, I don't think there has to be this big divide of like, hey, I'm in commercial. I dress like a banker. I'm in residential. I dress this way, or I talk this way. It doesn't have to be that. So I try to think about how do we, exactly what you said. How do we bridge the gap and just be real estate professionals? Yeah. And not, and use being licensed and making commissions as one tool of what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. And it really maximizes. I mean, I would think that you've got a lot of really happy agents working with you and for you, because you're maximizing their opportunity for them. And you're, a lot of times it's important for people to be shown how to do stuff. And other times it's important for people to be shown what to do, like what's possible, right? You mentioned that earlier, like in the course of this conversation, let's not talk about how much my commission is going to be, how much you're going to sell for, that sort of thing. Let's just talk about big picture, like what do you need here? And how can I help you get what you need and want? And that's like, again, just very refreshing. It's not part of the traditional real estate space as I perceive it anyway. And like I said, I would think that you'd have a lot of really happy agents. I mean, obviously your split structure is fantastic too, but that's just the beginning. It's like, you're willing to partner, you're willing to assign leads, you're willing to help fund. I mean, there's just a myriad of opportunity working with TRE that you're not going to get anywhere else. It sounds like, whether that's KW or anything. So
you're right. And that's the first part of the plan, is to get this out to the agents. We have multiple trainings. Like, as entrepreneurial and chaotic as it seems, we got a lot of structure in place. Like, we got full-time agent success teaching 2-3 classes every week. I was sitting there cold calling with our agents on Friday. There's 3 people up there. I was like, let's go cold call. And they were like, they said what you said. They're like, oh, it's just having a conversation.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, they're just talking. And so the first part of the plan is to build entrepreneurs. And then the second is to get the message out to consumers. It's like, who have you ever said, like, let me go meet this real estate professional and they're going to come and show me a lot of different ideas.
Right.
They always come in with a listing presentation.
Right.
And they got one goal in mind. So why would you want to
sign here? Yeah.
Why do you want to meet that person?
Right.
I don't. Right.
Right.
So I think it's a big idea. And like I said, there's no IP, there's no secret. But I think we're the people that might be able to build it out as a team with everybody here.
Well, when you're ready for Salt Lake, keep me in mind, because I'm definitely a believer at this point. So
I'm telling you though, like we're ready now.
Yeah.
Seriously, like we just need the right. If you're the guy, like we need that person. We have the structure, we have the process. We're not perfect, but constantly working to get better. But we're already ready to find these people to help build, because I can't be the guy there. Like to be what I'm trying to be here, like you got to know people and have relation and connections, and it's not fake. They're real. Right. And so I can't go do that. We have to find you or anyone in any market. And that's going to be a challenge of its own, right? Like it's a marriage in a sense. And we only have limited time on this earth. And I don't necessarily want to be the biggest just to be that. I just want to keep doing what we're doing. And if it's something you believe in or someone else, like, let's go do this together. We're here with you.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, Matt, so if something just tells me, I have a hunch that there's someone out there listening to this that is going to want to explore this more and find out more about you and TRE in particular, what's the best way for a listener to get in touch with you?
Very easy. We're all over every social media channel, Teifke Real Estate, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, multiple YouTube channels. I'll give out my cell phone number. If anybody wants to call me, I'm open door, 512-914-4806, 512-914-4806. Matt Teifke at Gmail, teifkerealestate.com. We're easy to get a hold of.
And Teifke,
we want to hear from you.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's so great. And it doesn't surprise me that you would give out your cell phone number. But for the listener, Teifke is Teifke Real Estate. So Matt Teifke. And I would highly, highly encourage you. You know, when guests come on this show and they literally just lay out their playbook and they say, I'm here to help. I want to help. And they're as experienced as Matt is, and they're as visionary as Matt is. That 5 minutes, whatever, 10 minutes that you might talk to him could be the most life-changing conversation of your life. And so, highly, highly recommend taking Matt up on that offer. And hopefully, Matt, your phone rings a little bit here, and you get some emails, because this has been such a great talk, and really inspiring, and it's not necessarily for those of us that maybe aren't going to be agents or brokers in the future. It's not just necessarily the tactics on how to do that particular aspect of the game. It's your overall approach that's so inspiring to me. The lead with value approach, the relentless follow-up, and the doing so because you honestly care, like authentically care. That's just super inspiring, man. So thank you for this conversation, this show. And I'm really excited for you, man. I think you're onto something big here, and you've got proof of concept already in a big way. And I think you're just going to kill it.
I appreciate you a lot, man. It's encouraging to hear you say that, and really do appreciate your time. And here to help any way we can. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So Matt Teifke's been the guest today. And, again, just hopefully listeners, you got a lot out of this. And I know I did. And that's just proof that, here you are at the end of an episode. You just took all of this in that Matt had to share. And that's proof that you're committed to me. It's proof that you are, you're fishing upstream from where everybody else is fishing, so to speak. You're willing to go the extra mile, and you're willing to dedicate the better part of an hour to listening to something like this. And hopefully you got some key takeaways here. And we love to hear from you too. Like investwithgreenlight.com is where you can find me. It's the best way. And love to hear from listeners. My Calendly link is there, so you can book an appointment with me anytime. And by all means, absolutely 100% follow up with Matt, because I think you'll, something just tells me that something big will happen in that conversation. So Matt, thanks again, man. This has been awesome. Really appreciate you.
Amen, brother. Thank you so much, listeners. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Go get it. Be relentless. Don't give up.
Let's do it.
Opportunity City, baby. Let's go.
Opportunity City. Right on. Listeners, thank you. We'll see you on the next episode of The Apartment Gurus. Take care, everybody.
This has been The Apartment Gurus with Tate Siemer. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. To contact Tate, go to www.investwithgreenlight.com for access to his investor portal and Calendly link. He loves to hear from you and thanks you for being a valued listener. Just a reminder that you are the guru. See you on the next episode of The Apartment Gurus.